In the silent, velvet-draped corridors of power, some actions speak louder than any proclamation. For years, Prince William has been seen as the firm hand pushing for Prince Andrew's complete removal from the royal fold. Many believe he was the architect of the exile, the primary force ensuring the monarchy's survival over his uncle's reputation. But a new biography has revealed a moment that challenges what we thought we knew. Royal author Robert Hardman claims that in the very hours after Andrew was stripped of his final, cherished titles, Prince William did something no one expected. He picked up the phone. This single, alleged call was described as a moment of quiet compassion, reportedly leaving the disgraced Andrew very touched. So, what does this secret gesture, which sources close to the Prince of Wales have denied, truly tell us about the fractured relationship between the two princes? Does it reveal a flicker of family loyalty, or was it the calculated move of a king in training? Today, we investigate the story that exposes the complex reality of Prince William's evolving monarchy. To understand why this alleged phone call is so shocking, we have to rewind the clock. The public narrative has been clear. Prince William and his uncle, Prince Andrew, have never shared a close bond. In recent years, that distance has hardened. According to royal insiders, William has long viewed Andrew not just as a difficult relative, but as a grave threat to the institution he is destined to lead. Sources have claimed William has privately called his uncle an ignoramus, a term that speaks volumes about his assessment of Andrew's judgment. The animosity also reportedly has personal roots. It's been suggested that William has held a long-standing grudge over Andrew's alleged poor treatment of Kate Middleton when she first entered the royal family. The turning point was Andrew's disastrous BBC Newsnight interview in November 2019, as Andrew tried to explain his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. William was reportedly horrified by the lack of empathy for the victims and the staggering arrogance on display. From that moment, William's position became fixed. Insiders reported that William immediately went to his father, then Prince Charles, and his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, imploring them to take decisive action. He argued that Andrew's presence was a stain on all the family and that he needed to be removed from public life before the rot set in. This wasn't just a suggestion, it was a demand from the man who would one day be king. According to some reports, William was on a collision course with his grandmother and father, who were initially inclined to protect Andrew. But William was looking at the long game, reportedly telling senior royals that Andrew posed an ongoing threat and must be immediately removed from public and family duties. He understood that in a modern monarchy, the court of public opinion is incredibly powerful. William's stance was clear: the survival of the crown came first. While Prince Andrew stepped back from public duties in 2019, the decisive blow came in January 2022. With the civil lawsuit brought by Virginia Giuffre proceeding in the United States, the pressure on the monarchy became unbearable. Over 150 military veterans had written to the Queen asking her to strip Andrew of his honorary military roles, calling his position untenable. The public demanded action, and the monarchy knew that to protect its future, its most damaged part had to be amputated. On January 13, 2022, the hammer fell. Buckingham Palace issued a stunning statement. With the Queen's approval and agreement, the Duke of York's military affiliations and royal patronages have been returned to the Queen. The palace also added that he would no longer use the style His Royal Highness in any official capacity. The punishment was severe and swift, effectively removing him from official royal life as he prepared to defend the case as a private citizen. The decision was reportedly widely discussed among senior royals, including Prince Charles and Prince William. The man who was once second in line to the throne was now an outcast. His royal life was officially over. That night, as the news echoed around the world, Andrew was isolated and disgraced. And it was in this moment of defeat that his phone allegedly rang. On the night his public life was dismantled, one of the few people to allegedly reach out was the very man who had reportedly been the chief architect of his downfall. According to royal biographer Robert Hardman, in his book Elizabeth II, In Private, In Public, her story, Prince William made a phone call to his uncle. It wasn't a call of celebration. Hardman reports that William called to offer condolences. This was a private gesture that stood in stark contrast to the public machinations that led to this moment. According to a friend of the former Duke and Duchess of York cited in the book, Andrew was very touched by the call. However, Kensington Palace has not commented on the claim, and sources close to the Prince of Wales have outright denied that he reached out to his uncle, either by phone or in person. This contradiction is startling. For years, the narrative has been that William was the hardliner, personally invested in removing Andrew from the royal picture. One source even described the palace's actions as fast, brutal, and deliberate, with William's influence felt throughout the process. So, if William was the driving force behind this public exile, why would he privately offer comfort? This single, contested phone call fractures the simple image of a ruthless prince. Was it a sign that beneath the crown, there is still a family capable of empathy? Or was it a calculated move to ensure his uncle's quiet compliance? Analyzing this alleged phone call means weighing three possibilities: compassion, strategy, and duty. Each one paints a vastly different portrait of the future king. First, let's consider compassion. Despite the public disgrace and institutional necessity, Andrew is still William's uncle. Perhaps William, for a brief moment, set aside his role as a future monarch and acted simply as a nephew, offering a word of comfort for the personal loss his uncle was enduring. While the two have never been publicly close, the royal family operates on a complex web of familial bonds. Some reports even suggested William was concerned for his uncle's mental health and how he would cope after everything was taken away. However, a colder, more calculating interpretation frames the call as a strategic power play. Prince William is said to treat the monarchy like a business, and Andrew has been his most problematic liability. By reaching out, William could have been subtly managing the fallout, ensuring Andrew would go quietly rather than lashing out and causing further damage. It's a move that reinforces William's ultimate control. He is powerful enough to orchestrate the downfall and canny enough to manage the aftermath. Finally, there is the lens of duty. Queen Elizabeth II was often praised for her ability to separate her role as sovereign from her personal feelings. William may be forging his own path, where the king is expected to manage both the institution and the family. In this context, the call was an exercise in royal statecraft. The decision to strip Andrew's titles was a necessary act for the crown. The call to console him could be seen as a necessary act for the family. It demonstrates that William can make the hard decisions required of a king, while still performing the familial courtesies that maintain stability behind the scenes. This single, contested phone call, whether an act of compassion, strategy, or duty, offers a profound insight into the reign of King William V. It signals a definitive break from the past. His approach is not that of his grandmother, who was seen to protect Andrew, nor that of his father, who reportedly struggled with the decision. William's style is emerging as something new, decisive and pragmatic. He understands that the 21st century monarchy cannot survive if it is perceived as shielding its own from accountability. His consistent push to have Andrew removed shows a leader who is willing to take preemptive, even ruthless, action to protect the institution. He is not waiting for problems to fester. He is actively seeking to clean out scandals before he inherits the throne. The alleged phone call, in this light, isn't a contradiction of his resolve, but a complement to it. It shows a multi-layered approach to leadership. He can be the firm hand that wields the axe, and also the quiet voice that manages the human fallout. This duality suggests a monarch who will be less bound by the emotional entanglements of his predecessors. He appears to view the family through the prism of the crown, not the other way around. Those who threaten it, like Andrew, will be managed with strategic precision. This entire episode may be the clearest blueprint we have for the future of the British monarchy, an institution streamlined for survival, led by a king who understands that sometimes the most difficult decisions are the most necessary ones. For a man so often defined by his duty, this one private gesture complicates the public image. It leaves us with a lingering question about the man who will be king. Does this secret phone call, if it happened, prove that Prince William possesses the rare ability to balance the cold demands of the crown with the warmth of family? Or does the denial of the call, coupled with his ruthless efficiency, reveal a calculating nature we are only just beginning to understand? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.